Hi, good morning. Today, I thought I would flip through a couple of new purchases, both related to Robert Crumb. Um, I'm not really going to do that much of a flip through of this book, but it's a biography of Crumb called A Cartoonist's Life by Dan Nadel, and I believe this was released in conjunction with with this biography. As you can see, it also has an introduction and is edited by the same person, Dan Nadel. This one's still sealed, so I'm going to have to rip it open. So very quickly, regarding Crumb, um, he's somebody that I've been very interested in from a young age. I remember going to see the documentary by, I think his name is Terry Zwigoff, if I've got that correct. And I was just amazed by his drawings. And it's not so much the crude stuff that I like. I'm just a fan of the way he draws people. I mean, just really unique. Um, so I haven't had a chance to read this quite yet. And this is what I mean. Like, even if you look at his draftsmanship, the way he draws like fruits and things, tangerines in a black pot, it looks amazing. And the legs. um, so it's not so much the crudeness of his work that I like. I just like his penmanship, to be frank. Um, anyway, this book looks quite interesting. It does include some portions of his work, but it also is a pretty in-depth biography. I've always liked that picture there. So I don't think there's much to show you here. That's his late wife, who was also a great graphic novelist. It's stuff like this that I love. I mean, that the way he draws is just quite amazing. I had that New Yorker before, and I sold it. I found it in just in a bin. I think I've flipped through that one already. I think that's Philip K. Dick. Any fans out there of Philip K. Dick? I've got a lot of his books, but I'm not a huge sci-fi guy. But I kind of believe that I just need to find the right inroads to sci-fi. So I'm hoping that Philip K. Dick is the guy. Anyway, I'm not going to spend that much time on this book, guys, because there aren't that many pictures. But definitely, I'll let you know after I read this. But I am very interested in Crumb. Anyway, I'll get to the main one, which is this one. It's called Existential Comics, selected stories from 1979 to 2004. I hope it's Robert Crumb. Of course, he's going to have some lewd stuff, but hopefully it's not all bad. Okay. Now it is early in the morning. I can sense already that my camera is. Maybe I'll put on the light. Does that work? Okay, let's see. Hopefully it doesn't cast too much of a shadow. This is the first time, obviously, I've seen this book. I have collected all of Crumb's sketchbooks, and I think I've uploaded two. I think I need to upload the rest of them when I have time. And I can imagine that a lot of these these works may be printed quite small, so I apologize in advance. Trigger warning: these comics are not for everybody. Um, if you've looked at the Weirdo Comics video I did, I think I was pretty shocked at the end because he had one which I thought was borderline racist, and I haven't really re-looked at that book and to read it properly, to read about the context. But I would agree that his comics are not for everybody because it really shocked me when I read the last comic when I was filming it real time. This is a short history of America. This is what I mean about his artwork. Like, I think he's a great artist. This is kind of the evolution of a town. Those buildings are great. Yeah, we still don't have floating cars, do we? When I did go to the cinema to watch the Robert Crumb documentary, they had footage of him just sitting at like a bus stop sketching people, and the faces are just so like grotesque, but funny, right? This guy's smoking his pipe. Yeah, some of this work, there's obviously going to be a lot of nudity, but I'm wondering if our AI masters, if whether or not they'll be able to spot it, because there are so many lines in his work, like this stuff. There are so many lines that it's most probably going to be hidden. Anyway, I'll soon find out after I upload this. I think I will try to avoid the obvious ones just in case, because it's always a bit frustrating when you film a video and it takes you an hour, and then you not an hour, but it takes you 20 minutes, and then you figure out that you can't upload it. Trash. What do we know? What do we throw away? Sorry, but some of these panels are tiny, so I thought at least you get some type of impression about what the comic's like, and you can go out there and purchase it if you like it. I'm pretty sure it's still available somewhere. I have to say the paper quality is quite nice. It's kind of rough. It's one of the reasons why I can have this light on and it not being so so shiny or so glary. Now, Crumb does like a lot of bluegrass and old blues music. Um, I'm pretty impressed by these panels. I haven't seen this book yet, obviously, and they're pretty intense. And the amount of writing is there's quite a lot of writing there. Here's Charlie Patton. I'm not like, I mean, I've listened to some blues music, and I've listened to a lot of it, but I'm not like a connoisseur or anything. But Howlin' Wolf is the first one of the first blues CDs that I ever bought, and most probably because of how he looked. I mean, his stature and also the name Howlin' Wolf. But I have to say that his CD, there's a CD that compiles two records together. It is great. Um, if you like Captain Beefheart or I don't know, Tom Waits perhaps, you should check out Howlin' Wolf. I'm sure you have, but anyway, he's about the only guy that I listen to with any consistency within the blues genre. Yeah, some great pictures here. I'm very happy that I purchased this, by the way. I can tell you now. The quality of the paper and the kind of subjects they've chosen are more to my liking. Yeah, the Philip K. Dick book that I bought was it's published by Library of America. It's a 3-part compendium of his fiction, and obviously I've heard of Philip K. Dick. I've seen a lot of the adaptations of his books into movies. It was 8,000 yen, and I thought, you know what, I should try to buy it and see if it can lead me to more sci-fi. So let's see if that happens. Okay, this one says, Footsie, the true story of how I became a teenage sex pervert. So I'm going to be a little bit careful with this one. He does have a fetish for feet, legs. I guess this goes into the explanation of how it happened. But he does draw these women with like big calves and big bums. This is kind of like, I would say, like a really big fascination of this guy. He draws a lot of pictures like this. And what can you say? I mean, he has some type of fantasy, and I don't know. I guess he draws it based on. I think his attitude is it's better to draw it than to live it. This is another one, writing on the back of women. I don't know, not my style. So I'm trying to go a little bit quicker for the problematic pages because, yeah, as I mentioned, I don't want to upload this and then get it flagged. I mean, the penmanship on that is absolutely outrageous. Look at these words, even the way that they get bigger. A classic comic by Robert Crumb, 1989. Another guy I like is Richard Corbin. I can see some similarity with the faces here. A little bit. I got a stack of Richard Corbin comics, but it'll be a little bit more difficult to upload his comics because he does have a lot of nudity and a lot of male nudity. It's quite difficult to upload. Is that meant to be Donald Trump? I don't think so. Is it? Yeah, it is Donald Trump. It says here, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most evil men alive, real estate tycoon Donald Trump. I guess this must be his meeting with Donald Trump. Haven't seen this character before. Looks like a really tired dog. I would say that this book is definitely one that I'll need to sit down with and take my time and read. It's much more wordy, obviously, than just a regular, graphic novel. I'm really happy with the quality of the book. It's a little bit expensive. I think it cost me about 7,000 yen or so. So a little bit more expensive than the regular book. But his penmanship is just absolutely amazing. So I'm very happy to have added this to my collection. This is 2004. I think he released a comic this year. I didn't get to purchase that one, but he's still drawing supposedly. Anyway, guys, that's it for this book. It does say here printed in Italy. A great book. Highly recommended if you can find either of these books. That's Robert Crumb. Have a great day.